Alright. Picking up right back where we left off.
Already?
The warmth woke me up. These tents can get pretty stifling. But why don't you sit down? Want some breakfast?
The mountain is calling.
I guess we didn't really get to discuss Ava's little outburst about feeling the need to get up this mountain and feeling like it's almost a part of her identity. There's a thing called achievement fallacy where people tie their personal worth to that which they do during their life. A lot of the time it's taught from an early age, and that absolutely fits Ava's situation. Absolutely. Not sure why I have scraps, but... Okay. That stuff put away. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and take just a second here to organize. Get everything all nice and geometric here. Definitely should use some of this stuff like the maple syrups. Just because it takes up so much room. We'll get to that soon. That's good enough. Whatever.
What are you doing?
Oh, sorry, I thought... I don't know. You meant to sing by yourself, is that it?
That's how it usually goes. Like, how long are you gonna follow me?
Follow you? Sorry, aren't we going to the same place?
Honestly, I didn't think anyone would be here.
Is that a good thing? No one being here?
Well, it's... quieter.
Okay.
I thought there was
didn't mean to
something over
bother you.
here, but...
Look, no offense. It's just old habits.
But like, did you always climb alone? Never had a partner? I mean, don't get me wrong. No judgment here. I'm on my own too. But that's what Cairn wants, not me. It's nigh impossible to find people willing to take on this climb. And not to get too deep into my family tree, but I have mountains in my bloodline, on my mother's side. I wouldn't say I'm the most gifted in my family, but I do have a few hits to my credit. I did Thunderbolt Rock in the Kibblin Desert, and
That's the temple that we're heading to.
The North Face, yes, thank you very much. Pretty decent record all in all, if you ask me. But no one I knew was prepared to follow me on Cami. Tons of them did try to stop me, though. But climbing by my side, well, forget it.
Ugh. Do you ever shut up?
I didn't do that.
Wow. That was mean. I've been trying to make myself inconspicuous so I don't disturb you. I already feel privileged just to watch you climb.
Yeah, look, it's nothing personal.
Okay, I'll
Sounds
stop
kinda
bothering
personal.
you, I promise. Do your thing. I'll find a route that's far away so you can concentrate.
Whatever works.
You know, I would think that she would be better at just ignoring people, but she's also used to being on a very quiet mountain, so... Like, I was just ignoring him. Sometimes people just talk. He's excited to see her. He's excited to be around her. Let him go. But Ava didn't choose to be a celebrity. And yet, she has that achievement fallacy, which perfectly fits her role as a celebrity mountain climber. It's unfortunate. Especially because it sounds like she didn't pick this life. There's stuff over here, I'm sure. Well, maybe not that way. Yeah, man. Let's go, Uvu. Ava is also the name of the White Tiger boss in Dark Souls 2, who is invisible and an asshole. I don't think she's named after him. Her. Ava's a girl. The tiger, that is. It's the guard of Eliam Lois, the frozen castle. I was thinking earlier about how there's dragons in all the games with castles. And I was like, that's pretty convenient because castles are made of stone and so they probably wouldn't get destroyed by dragonfire. Kind of handy. And there's going to be something in there. And then we'll head over that way. And then up to the temple. There's the summit. I think that's the summit. There might be one more little stretch above it. But yeah, she talks to Marco about, like, how coming onto the mountain, believing that you won't make it to the top is an automatic failure. I don't know. It kind of... makes me wonder if that's a healthy way of looking at it. Because I've definitely tried things that I expected to be too hard for me. This is not an ideal way of climbing this. Ava, please. There we go. Good job. It's good to challenge yourself, but I don't know, there's a difference between believing you're going to fail and acknowledging that something is extremely difficult. So I guess it kind of goes both ways. Like, Ava's right in that you're significantly less likely to accomplish something if you believe that you won't. Belief is a big part of it. Oh good, rain. But that, I don't know, that shouldn't enable you to outright doubt yourself. Like, it doesn't, I don't know. It's a tough thing because you should want to try hard things in life, but you also shouldn't be discouraging yourself by simply being realistic. Like, no one has ever survived climbing this mountain, so why would any sane person approach it with the belief that they'll be the first? That they're going to do it? Like, 159 people have died, I think is what they said at the beginning. So, is it really healthy to come into this believing that you're going to do it? Seems pretty reckless at the very least. Or is it just cocky? Is it compulsive, or is it just a personality flaw? I don't know. Like, clearly, Ava's identity is in being a mountain climber, even if she doesn't want the celebrity status of it. So... I don't know. That's something that resonates with me as the guy that's out here trying to do the exact same thing, but without any ropes. It's like, I don't have to. No one's making her do this. Like, maybe her sponsors would be mad, or... Hello, bird. No, I forgot about the bird. I think I can climb past the bird. I just can't, like, steal its eggs. So, let's try this.
Come on.
Well, the good thing is I don't need its eggs, so... I'll go get eggs from somewhere else. Up, up, up. There we go.
I could see a nice 2-bedroom apartment in here.
I'm changing my mind on this one. I've never really learned how this encounter works, but there is a bear that goes in there with you, and it's not happy to see you. So far, I've never been attacked by it. So far, if I just, like, back off of it and don't really do anything, it leaves me alone. Or, not back off of it, because it blocks your way out, but so far I've just been able to walk around it. But I think I want to stay on target for right now.
Oh, come on, Climbot. Hurry up a little.
I think Climbot's stuck. Yeah. Sucks. I'll just let it figure it out. We also have to recognize that without this robot, Ava wouldn't be climbing alone. She would have to have somebody with her, or she'd be doing free solo. So the shadows make it look like this is navigable over here, but it's really not ideal at all. Yeah. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. There we go. Sometimes she just doesn't understand my plan, and when she starts shifting her feet around, it doesn't work out. A lot of the time, I actually want her to keep her feet still. Now we seem to be at a bit of an impasse. Ava, Ava, why aren't you grabbing the hold, Ava? There you go. There we go. All right. Now, let's get that repositioned. Yeah, this is bad. Alright. Is grip the only problem here? No, yeah, there's more to this than just grip, I think. Here we go. Oh my god. Abba, please.
Oh, come on!
No, ah! Can't I just, like, use a grappling hook or something? Thanks. Oh, good. There we go. So why is... Yeah, that seems like a good hold. You know, it's like if you've ever played Breath of the Wild, you know how disruptive rain can be to your climbing experience, and yeah, it definitely is here. I know I'm going pretty much the same way, but I think I can go a different way at the top of this little outcropping here. Maybe. Maybe. You wanna stand up a little? Yeah, go up here instead. You know what? Good enough. You don't want to grab the thing that'll hold you off the ground, that's fine. We'll just use some chalk. There we go. Yeah, that limb decision baffles me. There we go. Abba. Well, we're falling. Too late to do that. Well. Yeah, thanks, Climbot. Appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? Up we go. Yeah. Are we going? Maybe she's tired. She doesn't want to be a mountain climber anymore. Okay. That to me looked like a perfectly fine hold. Okay, why don't you move the foot that's stopping you from making progress, Ava? Okay, sure. I don't think that's possible, but alright. Works for me. I think I might be going up a way that maybe they disagree with. Is kind of the message I'm getting here, but... Oh, come on. Now, where do you think you're going to put that foot? You see, it's not working very well, is it? Yeah, and we're out of chalk. Yeah, just do that. This here, folks, this is the ideal mountain climbing technique. Because see, the fact that her knees are completely broken and entangled around each other makes it so that she's acting as if she's on three limbs instead of 4. That's actually more stable, despite what everything might tell you. Alright. Yep. And whatever you do, don't move the limb that has you hooked. Well, I guess saying don't move the limb that has you hooked does make a little bit of sense. I'm afraid to even move right now because it doesn't seem like anything I do is going to make the situation better. At the same time, I don't really feel like I was making this harder for myself. There we go. Alright. This is what we call scrambling. And it's like, you know, I think I've got it. There you go. And that can be a big risk.
Is this
Anyway.
thing still safe?
We'll find out. Let me drink that tea. I've got plenty more tea. As soon as I get some water, I'll be able to help myself out there. I might rappel down there. Usually, you don't go down there on free solo for what ought to be obvious reasons.
Well, I hope you're still alive. Take care of yourself, Alva. It's important. Rock climbing is cool. Please don't put yourself in danger.
And that, I think, is genuine concern. A lot of what comes from Chris is just corporate nonsense, but I that sounded like genuine concern to me. Especially when it comes in the wake of her, you know, how do I put it? Calling Marco a wimp, calling him a pussy, basically saying you gotta want it in order to get it,
Pittance.
all that.
Thanks.
I don't even know how you get down here without the rappel, honestly.
A little break. I can hear the narrator's voice. Kids, don't try this at home.
It's not long enough. Actually, I'm just going to go all the way. Get that full pendulum effect going. Just see how far I can get with that. Yeah. I changed my mind already. I want to head for this hole instead. I don't know what's in here. That's the same paint that they have at the bivouac sites, so that's probably a save point down there. I don't remember this though, honestly. I think I did 5 free solo runs after my first, like, completed run. And so I don't really remember where all I went on my first one. A little more. Aim for that hand. One more. Oh, come on now. Making me move around in my chair. Alright, forget it. Okay, let's take us a little break here. Goodness me. I will say though, that's why you climb. Here's the wind. I don't remember how exactly to protect yourself from the wind. I think you just hold still. I don't know what these are supposed to be. One thing I haven't really gotten into, because I don't remember when it starts to, like, become apparent, maybe I just put it together over time, but I'm pretty sure Ava is a troglodyte. I think that is sort of the idea behind her feeling so different and so wanting to be separate from everyone, is that she is one of the mountain cave villagers. But obviously she doesn't look like that, so I'm not sure why they're depicted that way. I don't think we have any reason to believe that they're not, you know, human like everyone else. I'm pretty sure they're just another race of humans. Because, like, if you just look at Ava's facial features compared to, like, Marco or the Shepherdess, they're a lot harder. Well, let's maybe not look at that right now, but they're a lot like harder and more rigid than the other people. And so, I don't know. And especially with like her strong aversion to just being around others. It kind of goes beyond the like gamer, you know, socially awkward. It's more, I don't know. I don't want to say it's inherent to her, but I think she has a reason for being that way that goes beyond just like being a mountain climber, which is a inherently solitary activity. I don't think I ever went here. Oh.
It's beautiful, but
Whoa.
it's also kind of sad.
The next troglodytes.
What kind of message would I even leave?
Enjoy the moment. But see, and then when you see that, they talk about enjoying the moment. That is in line with why Ava wants to be on the mountain instead of being digitally harassed by everyone else. Living in the moment, not being so distracted and preoccupied and tethered to discomfort. In a lot of ways, technology tethers us to the problems in our lives. Like, unless you turn your phone off completely, there is no way to stop it from intruding on your life with things that you don't really need in that moment. There's a lot of gratification and, you know, psychological manipulation, to put it plainly, that happens with these devices, but you have to question that. You have to challenge that. I was fortunate to not own any sort of like deeply engrossing technology until I was in high school. And so like it felt weird, it felt wrong to always have that thing in your pocket like yelling at you. But I understand why nowadays that's not the case. I understand why people don't feel that way anymore. They don't know any different. Right. But I think if they did know different, they would realize it's not an antiquated belief. It's prioritizing our mental health over, like, everyone else's expectations, I guess. We're basically tricked into believing that we need to be online all the time because the same people that tell us that are the people that are designing software to keep our attention for as long as possible. And I get that I say this while I'm sitting here playing a video game. Like, that irony isn't lost on me, but you'll... And if you've watched any of my playthroughs, you'll likely already know that I do play these games now, at least, to be in the moment. They're not just escapist activities for me. That's why I sit here and have my internal monologue spoken aloud. What is grog? I thought it was some kind of alcohol, but is grog just like... Is it just like terrible beer? I think it might just be terrible beer. I don't remember. I also don't remember what this does. We could flambe it. You want some chocolate garlic? It sounds horrible. Cooked wild garlic. And it's extra sweet because I made it with freaking chocolate. Okay. Eat up. And what about the tomatoes? No, let's make some tea. Yeah. I do still have a little bit more. Is there even water near here? I don't think there is. This is gross. Ugh. Make it with berry milk. Make it with grog. Let's have some flambéed syrup. How about that? Oh, it's a daiquiri. Okay. Oh, alcohol and sugar. Okay, got it. That makes a daiquiri. Okay. That's not quite what a daiquiri is, but I guess if you consider one to be rum, a daiquiri could... Well, rum is also sweet. It's made from, isn't it made from cane sugar? I'm pretty sure all rum is made from cane sugar. I don't remember. My inner bartender is rolling over in its grave. Because I think I'm wrong. You might think it stings, but it has a lot of benefits when you get to know it and cook it down. I see. Well, let's put it in here then. Because it sounds like it might heal me. Nope. Okay, that's fine. Nettle infusion, delicious and relaxing. Doesn't seem too bad. Okay, so right now we've got burst 2 minutes. And 20-0-40. 20-0-40, 4 minutes of grip and 30 HP. That's interesting. I'm just gonna sleep to get some of this HP back, but interesting. Make some milk tea. Yeah, let's make some raspberry milk tea. How's that sound? Sounds pretty good to me. Peppermint raspberry tea. Nah, we'll leave it the way it is. I could, however... about like raspberries in the daiquiri. Why not? Oh, now it's completely different. When you toss fruits into booze, it's sangria. That's right. No purists to whine about it. I appreciate that. When I was serving alcohol, you'd get both camps. And I think any bartender knows that it's not worth it enough to care, and so you typically are not a purist. But they're out there, bartenders that are also purists about their alcohol, and I don't know. In an academic sense, it makes sense to want to be right, but also you can kind of get over it. Let people do what they want. Another fun little mini game. I trust anyone that's watching will just skip over this if they don't want to see it. To me, this is meditative in its own way. Like, I can tell that when the game makers were designing this, they took any experience that you have in the game and they wanted to make it something you could just do, not mindlessly, because again, that makes it sound like you're trying to use it as an escapist thing, but just something calming, something inherently gratifying. Like seeing the available space in this bag increase as I move stuff around. Seeing this big gap right here, which you can't see because my cursor's not being captured, but that all adds to this environment of just satisfaction. not satisfying because, you know, not to keep going back to social media, but I think there's a lot of themes about that in this game, but it's not gratifying in the same way that getting likes on Instagram is. Because I used Instagram for a while. I haven't used social media in like 8 or 10 years now, but I was big on Instagram, especially when it first came out. And it feels good. Seeing those little numbers go up feels good. Content creation, if I cared about my YouTube channel as like content creation, then you know, that's what I would be looking for, and that's the little drip of dopamine that you get, is seeing that number go up. But this is different. This, you're not looking for validation, you're not following anyone's rules. I don't have to do this. I could just leave the bag as much of a mess as I want, and I would just have to deal with the consequences of it. But because I'm putting in the effort to organize it, I get to reap the reward of seeing it organized. It's like, why do you clean your room? It's not because you want to clean your room, it's because of how it feels to have a clean room. And that's so much different from the motivating factors that lead people to, like, make posts online, right? A TikTok where you're just following the same trend, or whatever they want to call it, because they come up with different labels. It's like you're doing it because you know that you'll get likes for it, right? I regularly say I don't care about likes on my stuff, right? Like, to me, it's more important to do things that you want to do than it is to satisfy anyone else. Anyone else. No one in your life is as important as you. Because if you don't care for yourself, who's going to? I sort of wallowed in depression for close to 10 years and got way lower than I could talk about online. And you learn to value different things when you realize how out of line you've gotten with what I guess are inherent human needs, like connection and self-worth. And defining your own self-worth, not being told it. And just ask yourself, are you doing what you want to do or what someone else expects you to do? And you have to be critical about it, because if you have a job, obviously you need that job for money. If someone's telling you to do something at your job, you do it for the money, not to satisfy them, right? That's all indirect. But when we're talking about direct gratification, what you do in your free time to enjoy your life, are you hiking to experience nature or to take a picture at the top? Maybe it's both, but why are you taking the picture? Is it to enjoy later? I have pictures at the top of one of my favorite waterfalls, which is Multnomah Falls, just east of Sherman, Oregon. Or are you doing it for likes on Instagram? You see videos of people, like, I've seen, and it's tragic, it's horrible, but I've seen pictures of people dangling off of buildings, very, very tall buildings. Like, if you're scared of heights, do not look this up. It'll be terrifying. And they die. They slip and fall and they die. And it makes me wonder, how did they feel? If there was anything outside of pure panic and terror, did they ever question their decision? Like, And once it becomes profitable, then you're really in it. Now you have to think that way in order to have income. And in my opinion, it's better to just avoid that altogether. Now I have to stand back and recognize everyone has a right to decide for themselves. I'm not trying to tell anyone what's right. But what I've learned is to value myself over other people's expectations, and to find my self-worth instead of hear it from others. Because now, if I get criticized online, if someone comes into my videos and is rude to me, I view that as a fault on them, not a deficiency of my own. Critique is fine, and I take critique constructively, and I'll factor it into what I do. If I offend someone, I'll absolutely apologize. But this whole mean people online thing just doesn't bother me anymore. That's on them, not on me. Another thing I've been told is that, and I was told this by a therapist a long time ago, that he was talking to me. He said, "You are not responsible for other people's emotions. If you have acted in a way that is consistent with how you want to be, and you have no qualms with how you've acted, then it's not on you if they react negatively. It's up to them." Don't let other people decide things for you is really all I'm trying to hammer home. Okay, we do need a little bit more water, however, I kind of wanted to see if there was any other water nearby before I just got into drinking my stuff here. We ended up healing with the, yeah. We ended up healing with that herb, and so I'll just see if I can find some. I mean, I hear water, right? So there's got to be water nearby. Maybe it's, yeah, there we go. Well, this isn't running, but okay, cool. Mushrooms. How big are those? Oh, they're huge. It's alright, because I just made room. Did I miss the crystal guy? I think I might have. I think I might have missed the crystal guy. I remember that. Good times. So yeah, let's shoot for this. And so to do that, it looks like we're gonna free solo it. I am gonna put a pitton down because, well, I think it's pretty clear that I would want a pitton if I were to slip. But, or could I just, well, I mean, that'll take me up. I could absolutely get all the way up there. And that's what you would have to do in free solo, but if I want to get here, actually, I guess it would have been easier to do it. I don't think her body is long enough for that. Oh. Wait, so you can't even go in there? That's like just a path for the wind to come through. Huh. Is that... Hang on, let's go back down there for a minute. Because I know there was that one pathway that was leading to bad things. Or, not leading to bad things, but it had the rocks at the bottom. Was that this? This might be Crystal Guy, what I was just talking about. No, because I'd be able to hear him. But this is... I mean, it's sad because
What will I regret at the end of my journey?
there's some self-reflection.
Perhaps I won't have anything to etch in that tree. It's sad, but it's also beautiful in a way.
I'm convinced that would have been the one. I've felt that way about things. It's different with this, though. With this, you could die by pushing yourself too hard. But I think a lot of people who have strived for something that they thought was extremely difficult or unreasonably difficult, when they stop themselves from going all the way, they typically... Well, it's one of the two ways you can internalize it, I guess. One option is to say, that was a good idea, I did that for my own health. The other is, well, what that person said. That would have been the one. And then you regret not trying. But this, living in the moment, this. Here. I've got a poem. This book is called Love Notes from the Hollow Tree. It's a little poetry collection from a social media presence called The Crypto Naturalist. His name's Jared Anderson. Let me find it. Alright, this is called How Much? With a question mark. Your favorite song does not use all notes simultaneously. Your favorite art is not all shades and hues. The sweetness in life is as much a question of omission as inclusion. Remember this when considering your own limitations. The answer to what is enough is not all of it. God, can you imagine how different the world would be if everyone believed that? That the answer to what is enough is not all of it. Because that directly contradicts this. And this is what society teaches, is that it's never enough. I wish I could have enjoyed it more. I don't think these two "its" are the same thing between these two sentences. I think the way you read this is, I wish I could have enjoyed life a little more. What you get is never enough. It's a lament of retrospect on materialism. I value the time I spent isolated and miserable, just pondering and questioning and wondering and becoming furious with myself. Because where I've ended up is somewhere I'm very happy with. The choices I make are choices. They're not something that was prescribed. And if you act consistent with how you want to be, you'll never want. Another one of those. I wonder what they were thinking. How long were they there? Did they regret going so hard? Pushing too far? Did they view it as a personal failing that they didn't make it further? Or a mistake to push so hard for something that ultimately ended everything? It's all about what's important to you. It gets a little janky when you just like jump off of a wall, and so I'm trying to like walk her down here instead, because I realized this path over here is what I should be doing. Where's the bird? I don't actually see the bird. Is that it? Huh. Yeah, I don't know where the bird is. That looks like fun. Yeah, let's do that. Is Ava choosing her path, or was it chosen for her? Is she happy? It's too reductive to just ask that as one question, though. Are you happy? How do you possibly reduce all of the complex feelings you have about yourself to a yes or no? No one can, and yet we try to. We stick to this abstract goal of wanting to just be happy without ever really nailing down what it means. And that leaves way for other people to decide it for
Let's
us.
do this.
And to those that, I hate to say it, to those that stand to profit from your belief, they want you to believe what they say about happiness, not how you feel. It doesn't have to be that way. I just think that right now it is that way more so than it's ever been. Now, before I forget and fall off this thing, I'm going to put a pittance in the wall.
Nice.
Let's go off belay because I just realized I need to refill my chalk a little bit more. I just said ready. It's getting cold up here. Didn't even realize my temperature was dropping. Okay. Check the route. That's pretty sketchy right there. Oh well, guess we'll find out.
Right on.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Plant there. Plant there. Grab. Uh-oh. Chalk up. Foot. Arm. Grab. There we go. I actually just saw that about 6 months ago, the martial arts master and actor Jet Li started a YouTube channel of his own. And in it, he talks about, like, well, the mental side of achievement and how you can spend your entire life chasing, what some might call glory, and you'll still be old and tired in the end, and you'll still find that it's not what will bring you peace. It can get you money, it can be a lot of fun, and if those are what you value, then sure, but don't trick yourself into believing that that is you, that it defines you as a person. Your career does not define you. You can get a new career, but you can't have a second life, at least not one that you're cognizantly aware of. If you believe in reincarnation, then perhaps you feel differently. I think that depending on what faith you follow and how strongly you follow it, you can believe a lot of things that, some of which don't connect with reality. But I recognize that not everyone wants to find their own answers, so to speak. I get it. I wouldn't say I was raised religious necessarily, but there was a period of my upbringing where my family was religious. And it just didn't resonate with me because I had already spent so much of my upbringing not thinking that way, not asking myself, what would this divine figure have me do? I did think that way with people that I considered to be role models. And now as an adult, I do it with people that I've met whose perspectives I very highly value, like, say, my therapist, the guy who taught me everything about self-worth and but it was never this untouchable, unseeable figure. And then also ask yourself, if there's a right answer to everything, what's the point of an individuality? If there's 300 people in a church congregation and they all believe the exact same thing about the goals in their life and the way they should conduct themselves, how do we ever improve thinking that way? What if it's wrong? But they're taught to not think that way. And that, to me, is in itself quite dangerous. High wind and rain is not ideal for sure. Okay, Ava, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put that foot right there. You're going to reach. There we go. Now reach. All right. Okay. Aside from right there, that was all totally fine. I think I need to go back down a little bit. Now, in a first playthrough, you wouldn't need to climb back down like I'm doing here, and I don't need to right now either, but since I'm still somewhat prepping for free solo, I'm just using the pittons for, like, safety. Because this is pretty much, if you don't ever go off belay, the pittons do not make the game any easier. They're just like miniature checkpoints, basically.
Okay. Focus.
You got it. This is tricky. Yeah, because of her left foot, I think. There we go. Oh boy.
So close.
You're not. You're not actually, but whatever keeps you going, man. Let's do the right foot first. Oh, her right hand is off. Yeah, that'll do it. Why would you do that? Okay. Wait. I see what I need. No, because that... Okay. Had that been convex, which is what it looked like, then it would be fine, but... Now we gotta brace for wind.
Come on.
Chalk up. There we go. This is what I've been trying to do. I just couldn't figure out how to get her feet down there. I knew at some point I would just have to let go, but I wasn't seeing the position that I needed her to be in first.
More wind.
Just hands off. Wait for the wind.
Great.
Now, this is going to be a little sketchy. Come on, Ava. No? That's understandable, actually. You know, I don't blame her for that. Whew, Ava, please. You might be wondering if I'm being way more reckless than I would be on free solo. No. Nope. Because there's areas of this mountain where you have to be this reckless, and like it's the only option. And And if you're going to do it on free solo, you got to do it without pittance. You screw up, you fall thousands of feet. That's just how it is. And that's what I think when I see videos like that dude free climbing past the people that were in their tent on the side of the mountain. It's like, it's your choice, man. You know what you're getting into. Maybe he was just trying to take a shot for the gram. Sorry, they relabeled it as Insta because do it for the gram became a little too much of a meme, I guess.
Strapping down.
You know what I need to get better at is personalizing my space. Decorating my room, that kind of stuff. It's something I've never been particularly good at. Being, I don't know, liking things, knowing what you like. I know I'm running out of rope. What do you want me to do? I can't just tell Climbot to go get it anyway. Okay, before that wind gets here. There. There. We're still good. Just watch your pacing. The idea behind pacing is that you never get tired, right? You're prioritizing longevity over in the moment, like explosive execution. When endurance training, you don't sprint, unless you're specifically training your sprint endurance, but most of the time that's not what you should be doing. But if you feel like you're slipping in life, to directly tie the game via metaphor, it's okay to slow down. You don't have to change your course. It's okay to just slow down. It's okay to reassess. There's something I learned a while ago from one of those, like, I don't know if you've heard of or seen the police channels, but they have this thing called the OODA loop, OODA, which people in high stress, highly dynamic situations use. It is actually made by an Air Force captain. The acronym is for Observe, Orient, Decide, Act. And you can stop and redo that every second when you're in a situation, or even when you're just, like, approaching a challenge in life. If at any point it feels like something may have changed, re-observe, figure out how you want to be, make a decision on your next action, then do it. In that order, and then repeat. And if you can nail that structure, if you can drill that structure into your head, and you just start doing it without thinking, it's the best way to be adaptable to, like, in this, for example. I could greatly benefit from stopping and doing that, but it takes so much presence of mind that it's hard. So, anyway, the mountain's getting nice and cold for us here. We never slipped, and so you can see the hands haven't taken a whole lot of damage. Pretty happy about that. This one probably still needs a new bandage, but oh, I've got 25. We'll go ahead and do it. I think per my old notes here, this would be like checkpoint 8 out of, I think I had 15 documented. A lot of my run was not planned, because obviously you have to do it before you can decide what the best way to do it is. And I only made it to the summit region one time. So there's a certain point where it's like, there's no plan here. I can do what I did last time, or I can try something else. I hope we get to that point. Okay, there's no water here, so... you can transfer something into your big flask as long as it's the same thing that's already in there. So I can't mix this tea in there, but if it were empty, I could put it in there. You can also just do this, by the way. I'll tell you what, this is another good point to break here. I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to go ahead and tidy up the bag here, cook up some food, and then we'll continue climbing. So I talked a lot this episode. Hopefully that's why you're here, is to hear me talk, not to watch me struggle my way up the mountain. And I hope that if you do hear what I'm saying, share your thoughts. I don't care about engagement. My channel is not monetized. Like, look me in the eyes. My channel is not monetized. I do not care about your comments in terms of engagement. I want to talk with you. So please, if you have ideas, if you have thoughts, I'm here. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you later.